Whoa, relax. All right, stop. Don't relax. I know I've made some pretty crazy videos absolutely bashing the shit out of Legend of Korra, but I need you to listen to me. I know it sounds like I'm stupid. I know it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about. My content doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying the Legend of Korra is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not saying that. But what I am saying is maybe you should watch it for a couple of the reasons I'm about to give you. You gotta look at these with an open mind and an open perspective, no matter how much Korra tore out your heart, bro. I mean, I even said some regrettable things. In fact, I would have loved if they just didn't make Korra at all. That would have been nice too. I just feel like the entire legacy of Aang and the entire legacy of the past avatars just went to nothing because they just kind of got rid of it. But I don't want a new era. The show's not good enough to carry its own era. It can't do that. I'm not here to say, oh, Korra's great. I'm not here for views. I'm here to just say that I'm kind of done with Avatar content, unless there's another high demand. Like, I don't mind doing it. But I want to end on a higher note than I left off on. Remember that at the time of making that video, that's doing very well, thank you guys, by the way, I didn't watch season 3 and season 4 fully yet, and that didn't give me enough time to maybe appreciate season 1 a little bit, maybe more than I should have at the time. Remember, we're gonna have minor spoilers to mid spoilers in here, so come at this with your own angle. If you just finished Avatar The Last Airbender and you're getting that little empty feeling that most of the Avatar fan base gets after finishing the show, you might be interested in a sequel to it. Now, the general word about Korra that most mainstream knows is it's not nearly as good as Avatar The Last Airbender. Quick look at some Google reviews and you can figure out that, yeah, it's not as good as Avatar The Last Airbender, but it's different and has its own unique differences that make it unique. I just said unique like 12 times. Let me hop into one of my favorite seasons, season 1. Let's look back at that. Unlike other seasons, season 1 has a super cool villain, and his name's Amon. Amon probably single-handedly carries this season, since Korra isn't really the prime of the season. He's a villain that actually has motives and understanding for where he's coming from. He's trying to revolutionize against bending, and that they are overpowering the non-benders and that they're oppressing everyone. I mean, that's a perspective you can get behind. And not only that, but he's a cool villain. He has a cool voice actor, he has a cool costume, he has a cool mask, and we don't know, he's all mysterious and stuff. It's really interesting. Don't necessarily like the arc of how Korra learned air, but I still think it's cool that the book is called Air, and it's just, you know, her trying to actually learn airbending. So at least we get to see some aspects from Aang's original journey to learn an element. This season has the most incorporations with Avatar The Last Airbender than any other season. That's why I think I like it so much. Obviously, we get to see some combat with Aang, and we also get to see a lot of mentioning of Aang in the first season just because Tenzin's around so much, and there's so much differences between when Aang was at Republic City and then when Korra was. Throughout the entire season, I mean, we're given decent content. We're given decent bending fights, even though it's kind of stupid it's against robots, and we're given a cool villain to build up the story to. We also got to see bending pro matches, which was pretty interesting because it saw the Avatar want to work for something and compete for something that wasn't necessarily world-changing or world-ending. I mean, this was a casual thing that wouldn't determine the fate of the Avatar, and that's something we haven't seen before, really. Aang, Roku, and Kyoshi, whenever we see them in the main story, are always defending against something that will change the world or attacking something. The book also leaves us off on a great ending, if confirming that Korra is now incorporated with the spirit world, and that leaves us to maybe what could have been better than Avatar The Last Airbender. Similar to Star Wars Force Awakens, we see a perfect setup for a really good show or movie, and then they created season 2. I'm not gonna go into it again because the video will be way too long. Then we'll be in here for 45 fucking minutes. If season 2 maybe happened in season 3, it wouldn't be so bad, but the sequel to the setup, season 1, failed so badly that when I finished season 2, I couldn't help but hate the show. Season 1 was good, but it sure as hell was not good enough to recover from the shit season 2 put out on the internet, bro. And season 3 was also good. Once again, we have a really good villain, we have a decent idea for the story, but worst of all, we have season 2 that still affects season 3 and season 4 and ruins the rest of the show, always leaving a faint spot of the memory of what happened. I feel like I would have really enjoyed season 3 if we had certain characters, but knowing that they might have not come back, all the avatars, it just felt really sad, to a point which was just not recoverable by the other seasons. But what I did realize over all the time I watched it is it does give us an absolute opposite of Aang's story. Maybe that's why you should watch it. It gives you a really big appreciation for Avatar: The Last Airbender and how perfect that show was, but it gives you the exact opposite. Maybe if Aang was in this situation. Let me give some examples. Aang is this avatar in a world that he never wanted to be the avatar in. All his life he just wanted to be a normal kid. Korra wants to be the avatar. She's ready to be the avatar. She's excited to be the avatar, but in a world that doesn't want her. Everyone Aang meets, everyone Aang likes always says, hey, you're the avatar, we need you, you're the keeper of peace. But in Korra, everyone's trying to get rid of her. They don't need the avatar anymore, the world can fix its own problems. I mean, that was a very cool overarching theme they had, and that does make the show a little bit better knowing that it was the opposite of Aang. And maybe because Aang did have the avatars, Korra shouldn't. If you look at it from that way, you can kind of understand why Korra was made the way it was and the decisions that were made. Not saying that they're good ideas, but you can understand maybe why they were brought up. And maybe season 1 and 3 are the best because they interact with Aang the most and kind of cross over with him as much as possible. Season 1 being about literally called air, and season 3 having to do a lot with air. Korra could have had way better moments that really connected to Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra, but I'm very happy with the few moments we definitely got and that were obvious fan service, and I will always love those moments. And also, just because it's an extension of the universe. Back when I finished season 2, I didn't appreciate that Korra was more Avatar, more to look forward to, more to discuss, more to talk about, and that's cool. Most importantly, I want to make this video because I really want you to decide for yourself. Do you want to leave off with Avatar: The Last Airbender and have that be your last memory, or do you want to understand what happened in Korra in exchange for maybe a bad ending? I want to revoke my statement of saying don't watch The Legend of Korra for more, maybe watch some of The Legend of Korra. You're definitely gonna hate it, but some moments you're definitely gonna love it. And that's why it somehow manages to have a little place in everyone's heart, I guess. Ooh, that's it though. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want more Avatar, let me know. I'll be more than happy to make it. Without further ado, guys, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.